I started trading when I was 16 and made some good trades, trading equity back home. And yeah, it was a good time to trade too. Like it was COVID, so like you could have blind and just pick like 3 stocks and that would have made money. The biggest thing was when it went down, most of the people which were scared, I wasn't scared. I thought everyone is fearful. This is the time to buy. I would start by saying forget what you have learned in equities. Power markets are pretty different. They're a commodity. In some cases, they behave like commodity. In other cases, they don't. It's like a light. Light behaves like a particle and like a wave. Power markets are like that. Just kept on working, didn't lose the hope of becoming a trader. I knew I had it in me. It was just getting a chance. That one knock on your door. Essentially, you would start getting those knocks when the market thinks you are good enough. That's the biggest advice I can give to people my age. You want to become a trader, start spending 12 hours. You will see how the trading floor works.
For this episode of Energy Untold, I'm joined by Mayankjot Singh. Mayan is an energy trading analyst here at GBE, and this is the first episode that we've actually had a GBE team member on. And we do get into a little bit of behind the scenes at the firm here, but in true trader form, not that much. Mayan was the first team member we hired for GBE Futures, which was our energy trading development program here at GBE. He started this past May, and he has so many of the attributes that we're looking for in team members. Curiosity, tenacity, work ethic, and probably most importantly of all, a genuine passion for trading. I hope you enjoy this conversation with Mayan. I think the best place to actually start is, where are you from?
Yeah, I'm originally from India. I lived in Punjab until like I was 12ish. Then my dad moved to like close to Delhi. That's where his job was, and then yeah, we just shifted there. Uh, Funny story, he promised me he would buy me a PlayStation if he gets the job. He never did. He bought me a laptop, which I think so helped me a lot. And yeah, now that I think of it, if I had a PlayStation, probably, yeah, life would have shifted a little. Yeah, so that's where it all started, I think so. Before, like, I didn't want to move to Delhi. The only reason I moved there was because of the PlayStation, I think.
No.
Because like I used to live with my uncle and my grandma, and I had my cousins there. So like I had a pretty good childhood, I would say.
Yeah.
And I'm very fortunate. Uh, yeah, so I was always like playing with all the people my age, like 2 years younger, 2 years older. Got a lot of good guidance from my uncle. Most like I always laugh about it. Like I always say my father is like the most uneducated person in our family, and he's an engineer. Everybody else in my family is either a doctor or they have PhDs, or like my mom has masters in commerce. She's even studying right now, and she's like 40 something. She would kill me for telling her exact age on the podcast, so wouldn't say. Yeah, and then we moved to Delhi. That's when like I still remember like the first things that I said. There was like a very famous coaching center back in India. And it's like pretty expensive to go there, and I was fortunate enough that my parents were able to send me there. But I remember like the first thing that I told my parents was, if we move here, and I'm lucky, I would go to this coaching center, and 2 years later I was there. Yeah, it has always been like this kind of things in life. And then yeah, when I was like 18, 19, I was preparing for a competition exam. I did pretty well. Like I didn't do like that bad, but I wanted to go in like one of the best colleges in India. Wasn't able to get into it. There was like a lot of stress in my family because of that. Like my parents are very possessive, so they essentially, my mom and dad, like their health started deteriorating when I was like going through the competition exams. So like after I had a second chance for the same competition
Is
exam.
that type of pressure normal in India, or is that a contextual to your family?
It is most it's most common in like northern part of India, I would say, where like it's all about where you're studying, and like your higher education, like college dictates like everything from your salary to your like status in the status in community and everything.
Yeah.
And the same applies to my parents too. Like it was a big thing for them that they had spent so much money on my coaching to go through these competition exams. And then like I wanted to go into like triple IIT Hyderabad, one of the top institutes for like computer science in India, for research purposes. And that didn't I wasn't able to get into it on my first try. I had one other try to go through it, but I decided not to. I already had like admission from Waterloo, U of C, U of T, all of the big universities here in Canada. And I chose U of C after that, just because like I had a cousin here when I moved here, and also like it was. I did like a calculation, which was
Expected
naive.
value?
Yeah, kind of. Yeah, I did like ranking to tuition calculation essentially,
Yeah.
which in hindsight was like quite naive of myself, because those kind of rankings are like I was not right now, like a few years ago after I joined U of C, 1 year into it, like I actually went through all the metrics of how these universities are ranked. Some of them are, how good their like sports facilities are, how good their gym is, how cultural they are, how diverse they are, and that kind of stuff. In When you're going to a computer science degree, most of all, the only thing that you should be looking at is how good the professors are and like what is like the coding culture there. But yeah, like I was I was like a high schooler. Uh, yeah, did I think so? Like everything worked out.
Yeah. Not to play hindsight trader too much, but knowing what you know now, how would you have kind of classified the universities differently? Like who would have had a higher ranking, or you haven't even really thought about it?
I think so. Like I actually like before getting this position, after like multiple internships, I had saved enough money so I could have like moved to another university. I was like this close to moving to U Waterloo,
Yeah.
but saw their like international tuition increased by like close to $20,000 to $30,000.
Increased by that much?
Yeah, and it was like $70,000 right now.
Yeah.
For the entire like 1 year. So yeah, I thought like that would just be putting myself in debt for no reason at all.
Yeah.
Didn't make any sense. But I would rank like it again like depends. There are like two kind of people. Some people need like competition to survive. Some people are competitive by their own nature, I would say. Like U Waterloo, for example, more like there will be like 70% of the students going into computer science would get like pretty good jobs. They would go into like big companies, Google, Facebook, Meta, whatever, and all the big companies that we can think of. But at U of C, I think that competition nature is not that much. But again, like I was able to go into trading competition, but I'm pretty much sure you have questions about that.
I do, yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah, you know me a little bit by this point.
Yeah.
And then did you consider going to the US or only Canada at that time?
I did like I did prep for SAT a little bit. Like I prepared for like 10 days, gave a mock exam, got a I think I got a 1550 or something out of like 1600.
Yeah.
For the SAT. And yeah, I was like thinking of going into US, but again, like the biggest thing for me was like the immigration, like the immigration rules in US. It seems like and in Canada too, like it's not favorable anymore. But like when I joined, they were like quite favorable. Essentially, you complete university degree. At least like back then, it was that like you go through the university degree and like you are essentially guaranteed to have like a permanent residency. Again, like that was like a big factor. I wanted like if like I'm working towards something and I have something good going on, essentially like let's say a good job going on, I don't want to screw it up just because of immigration status. And the same was like, yeah, I talked to like multiple people who were in US. They had like done their PhDs, and during like last Trump's term, some of them lost their status, and then they have to like essentially move from there. Again, like they stayed there for 15 years. All of their life was there. Some of their children were born there.
Yeah.
They had house and everything, and you just uproot that at like age of 42, 43. Didn't seem like right to me.
Yeah.
I didn't want to take that risk. Like it's always best to have like a stable base and then move from there, like in my opinion.
Yeah.
But again, like if you have I didn't work that much to go get into like MIT or Harvard right away after 12th, and I'm not that naive to think I would.
Yeah.
But I think like right now I'm doing pretty well from U of C. If needed, I think so I can get like good universities too.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Was it always your plan to stay here, or did you, like when you originally came to Canada, were there thoughts of like going back to India or?
They like originally there was originally I always thought that I will take the great education here and move back home, but slowly I started like networking here. Everything started working pretty great, and yeah, like every step through the university degree essentially pointed me to like, yeah, just like have a good life here instead of like going back home. But I'm like, yeah, again, you never know, like until you get the PR, you never know.
Sure. Yeah. What do you think has been the biggest adjustment in living in Calgary and in Canada more broadly?
I would say weather is like a big one that everyone says. I wouldn't say that. I would say like the culturally, I was thinking of Canada a little bit different than it actually is. I think so. That's like the biggest point that international students miss is most of their information comes from like movies and all that stuff. Like they think like it will be an endless party once you move to like Canada or like US or whatever. But once you come here, you see like, okay, it's like 364 days of just like hard work and 1 day of party. And yeah, like that's like the biggest cultural adjustment that I would say I had to make. Further, I think so like there has always been like a language barrier. I think so I have like pretty much like covered that ground by now. But once you like come to Canada, there is always like it's difficult to it's difficult to say and like bring out all the feelings that you have in any language other than your own mother tongue. And I think so it's like same with everyone.
Yeah. Yeah. Does Canada feel like home at this point or not quite yet?
It does. I went to India in like 2022 December, and I thought that my experience would be way different. Like when I go back to India, I would like enjoy it a lot. Wouldn't want to come back to Canada. It was like totally different. I went back again. Like I love my parents a lot. I stayed with them for like 5 to 10 days there, and yeah, like I really miss them. I still miss them, and but I would rather them being moved here than me going back. I don't think so. Like after living so many years here, I have culturally adapted to this country. I would say like I reached there. I couldn't essentially figure out why the traffic was like so bad. In a two lane road, you would see like 4 cars adjacent to each other.
Yeah.
Like you come to Canada, like somebody tailgates you, we like start screaming at them, be like, yeah, why are you tailgating me, brother? And you go back to India, you would see like this space, like this much space in between 2 cars, and a bike would just like go from in between. You're like, okay, this like that took me like at least 2 hours while I was going back from airport to my home. Like every single like bike that was going beside the car, like I was like, oh my god. And then I think so like I slowly accepted it. And there was also like I had some breathing problems when I went back, just because of like I was accustomed to like good air conditions here in Canada. went back. There was like, yeah, it was like a bad period to go back in hindsight. But yeah, like there is like a lot of pollution during that time because of like they're like harvesting all the crops and stuff.
Yeah.
So like end of December is a pretty bad time to go, I would
Yeah.
say.
I mean, Delhi being one of the biggest cities in the world, I guess compare and contrast that a little bit to just like living in Calgary, let alone in Canada. Like, does the size of the city feel like right? And I guess what do you like about the city or dislike?
I think so. The biggest difference was you go back to Delhi, you can like walk anywhere. You don't need a car. Like you can go anywhere without car. Like there's like always like here like you essentially car is a necessity. Like you can't even do grocery without car here. Like yeah, until unless you're living in downtown. But again, like when you come to Canada, you don't have enough money saved, or you don't want to spend your parents' money on like a big fancy apartment here in downtown. Now it's different for sure. Like yeah, but I would say like back in Delhi, like it's also like there are a lot more options for food. I always say that here in Canada, any meal you have, if you want to be if you want to stay healthy and want to have a full stomach, you at least need to spend $10. That's like the least at this point. Probably even that would change in few years. Probably 15,
Yeah.
I would say.
A few months.
Yeah. But in Delhi, it's like you can spend like $50 and have a full stomach, and spend like $500 and go to like most fanciest restaurants. Like that's the kind of like
Model spread.
yeah, I would say again like it's like people don't realize like there in Canada it's like everyone is on the same band. So everyone is doing the same things. They are enjoying the same facilities. In India, I would say like you always have like two Indias. You have poor India and you have like middle class India, or like yeah, upper class India or whatever.
Yeah.
There is like differences of facilities and everything. Here, like jumping from like poor class to middle class to high class is just you having enough determination to do so. In India, like the gaps are so big that jump can't be made, unfortunately, for most of the people, just because of like how it's all set up.
Can it be done in multiple generations or not even?
Maybe in multiple generations, I would say, but in a single generation, the worst part is like in India, they would the same community you are from, they try to take advantage of you essentially. Like if somebody makes that leap and jumps, the person who has jumped tries to take advantage because he knows like all the rules and everything from the people below him essentially, and then they try to take like so much advantage of all the rules. Again, I think like government has set up a lot of rules for this kind of stuff, but the people who actually need this, they either don't know, or even if they do, like they don't even have enough resources. So like it's the seed money that you need, right? Like there is no seed money. Like people are just living like hand to mouth kind of stuff. Like they are making enough money to just feed their family, and would have probably enough money to like if somebody got sick or something, they wouldn't even have enough money for that. Like that's like the biggest cultural shock, I would say. Like yeah, now that we're talking about it,
Yeah.
like when I came to Canada, like I always made the calculation of $10 into 60. That's like the conversion for like Indian rupee. It was always like, okay, oh, 600 rupees for this. Oh, it's this many rupees for this. Not anymore. But like I still appreciate life a lot more because I've seen those things. I know like when I'm spending like $30 on something or $40 on something, this can essentially mean like someone's like week's pay or something back home. We nilly go like spend $100 $200. People make that in a month back in India, and like yeah, that's like life and death for them back home. Yeah, that was like the biggest cultural difference that I would say is there. Yeah, Canada is like set up in a totally different way in that sense. Even with like starting level jobs. You can still like survive. You're making like enough money to enjoy the life. Yeah, like the problems are like a lot different. Like problems here are multiculturalism, diversity. Back home, it's like live.
Yeah. Transitioning a little bit to trading.
Yeah.
Thank you for sharing all that. Bud.
Yeah, no worries.
Yeah. When did you even come to know trading as a profession, that it even existed?
When I was like 16, I started like trading with my father's PAN card back in India. I don't know if I should say say that on the camera, but yeah, I started.
We can edit that out. It's fine.
No, I think so. That'll be fine. Yeah. I started trading when I was 16 and made some like good trades.
Trading what?
Trading equity back home, and yeah, it was a good time to trade too. Like it was COVID, so like yeah, you could have like yeah blind and just pick like 3 stocks and that would have made money.
Right.
But like the biggest thing was like when it went down, most of the people which were scared, I wasn't scared. I thought like everyone is fearful, this is the time to buy. The market will essentially come back. People were thinking that like all the necessity.
What is this? Is like April of 2020 or something, or
I made
different
like
period?
I made like 2 trades before that, and then I heavily invested just after the April dip, like literally 2 days into it. Like couldn't have been like a better time to buy it.
Yeah.
And yeah, like bought that. Didn't let my dad sell it. Kept it until I came to Canada, and like I think so, it was like 200% or something return.
And he still didn't buy you a PlayStation.
Thanks, Dad. Yeah, so that's when like I started. I like found trading, but like for trading in Canada, like I would say, I don't think so. Like I've been through the actual story with you. So in actuality, what happened is like in 2022, I was interviewing for wealth management at Morgan Stanley. They had like 5 interview rounds at Morgan Stanley. Went through each one of them. Had a different internship lined up. But I rejected that. Like I got accepted into the internship, but I rejected it because I thought I'm going to get like Morgan Stanley. Did the 5th round. It was between me and one other guy. They never replied back, essentially. And like that was a pretty sad moment in my life. Like I was looking so forward to like that. I'm not that religious, but like for that 2-3 weeks when I was going through that, I went to like temple every single day. I went to my warehouse job in the morning, went to temple in the evening, start praying for it, did everything that I could. Yeah, but it wasn't meant to be.
Was the role here in Calgary or
Yeah,
in
here in Calgary. Yeah, I think so. Morgan Stanley like set up their wealth management. It was like a new table for them here in Calgary. But yeah, I was looking forward to that, but it never happened. So just like put that in back of my mind, and yeah, just started working pretty hard during that summer. Had like various warehouse jobs and everything, and yeah, back in September I wasn't thinking of finance at all. Everything in my mind was like computer science. I was doing like all lead code questions, like all the data structure questions and everything, that like essentially working towards competitive coding. Well, yeah, life had different plans. Yeah, I was going through the science building one day, and yeah, essentially saw like the BP competition.
in the science building?
Yeah, in the science building, they have like a bulletin board. On the bulletin board, there was like a BP competition, commodities trading. I saw that, and then I was like, yeah, I'll go through this. Then I was like,
So how long before the competition was it that you saw the ad?
I would think like 2 to 3 weeks
Okay.
before the competition.
Yeah.
I saw that, and then like the minute the applications open, I threw my card in it. I
Yeah.
would say, and yeah, 1 week before the competition, they start like the training for it. On You have to like essentially go on a Saturday, prepare for it for the entire day, and yeah, like I I've got like crazy around it. Like it was like such a good experience. I've never been through something like this before, where like you're essentially going through like a competitive environment, but at the same time, like there is so much excitement around it. There is like there is uncertainty, but like uncertainty brings like pleasure essentially in this sense. And yeah, like I went every single day on like I think so like the Friday was off for some reason.
Yeah.
I think so September 30th or something. It's like off. I forgot like why. But like for the 4 days, I went to the practice with the professor every single day, and then on Thursday evening, I told one of my friends at university that we should go in on Friday too. I was practicing for entire Friday, and yeah, like Saturday I did pretty great.
Yeah.
It like I think so like I still remember the first question that I asked from professor after I found like I found like something in the in it. So I asked him the question that what would happen if I come in first as a rookie, because you get like $1,000 if you win as a rookie,
Yeah.
and if you come in as a first trader you get $1,000. I said like, will I get $2,000? He said like, it has never happened before, so I don't know. Yeah, so that was pretty good, and yeah, and
How many people were in the competition?
I think so like 60 to 70 people are there in
Is
the
it all like in one room or?
Yes.
Okay.
Yes, it's in one room, and yeah, it's like a surreal experience. Like there are people from BP. There they are like looking at, like they just come behind you and look at your screen.
Yeah.
They're looking at like how you're making the decisions. Yeah, like I found like a pretty good strategy that worked for me. But again, like because I was working with one other person from university when I was practicing, so the strategy essentially, yeah, got distributed, and then yeah, like the first year, like that strategy was like nobody knew that strategy when I started trading it, and then next year, like everybody was doing it.
Yeah.
And like at that point, professor knew that we were using that strategy. So because professor was the market in this case,
Yeah.
so he added like some anti strategy cases kind of. But yeah, like I think so the biggest difference was like when I found the strategy, and next year, like previous year I was doing it because I wanted to make more money. Next year I was doing it because of necessity, because if you don't apply the strategy, you can't make enough money in that case. And again, like this is where like the competition and like real life trading differs. In real life trading, you can just keep on making the simple money that you make. Like you are making $500,000, somebody else is making 1.5 million. Good for them. You make your $500,000. But in competition, if everyone else is making 1.5,
At the
you have
expense of,
to you have to make the 1.5. So you have to take the risk essentially if you want to win. If you don't take that risk, you can't win, kind of stuff.
Yeah. So that's 2022.
Yeah.
And that year you were not on the RITC team, right? Going into 23, or were you?
Yeah. So in 2022, I started practicing for RITC.
Yeah.
And then, like, fortunately, by the end of 2022, I had a data analyst position at Trans Mountain
Yeah.
lined up. And I joined in January. I was pretty excited for the internship. I went to all the practices for RITC,
Yep.
but I didn't. I stopped going to the practices in January because I didn't feel it was. It would have been good for my internship. It was starting off my new work life. I didn't want to like take a week off.
Yep.
Second month into my new internship, it
Yeah.
didn't make any sense back then.
Yep.
And I was doing pretty well at the company, learning a lot from my director. And yeah, I just wanted to just focus on that for now. I didn't want to like shift my focus in between in my first internship.
Yeah. maybe we should back up and explain actually what RATC is. So
Yeah.
the acronym actually is Rotman International Trading Competition. And so UFC has been participating for several years now. But yeah, walk me through the competition some more, and then kind of your journey to getting on the team, and then like your original experience, and then I want to touch on this year's competition too. So
Yeah, so I would say like the competition itself, again, like anyone who's listening, I would say it for the students, it opens up a lot of doors for you into the industry, into the trading industry, I would say. But the competition itself is like generally 2 days. There are multiple cases that you have to go through. They can differ year over year. But essentially, there are like few coding or algorithmic trading, and there will be some manual trading, and I think so. Like one of the good ones is like commodity, like oil trading, essentially. So there will be like a refiner, uh, yeah, two traders, a refiner, and one distributor essentially for that, and then oh no, sorry, producer, refiner, producer, two traders for the commodity case, and then there will be equities. So you would essentially work as as you would work in like S&T in any of the banks. So I think so. Like that's one of the big things that new students don't understand. Like once you go into a bank as an S&T trader, you don't really trade like daily on the market as you would think you would. You are essentially working with big institutions. You get big tender offers from them. They would give you a discount over the market a little bit, and then you decide if that discount is enough for you to essentially pick up a big volume and sell it off slowly into the market, or like keep it with you to like take a little bit of risk if you think there is like some upside to it. Yeah, so similar to that, like there is an S&T case. I think so. We had like three like retail traders. They would get like small tender offers, and then there was like one institutional trader, which I was playing, and then there was mergers and acquisitions. So essentially, the news around which company is trying to acquire some company essentially changes the stock price of some other company, right? So like it's potentially uh, if let's say if Google is buying some company and in and it would dilute into Google stocks. So you as a holder of those equities want to hold on to them essentially, or buy more of them because you think Google would like offer them more or whatever. And then if some other smaller company is trying to go into it, that like there's like an expected price of the equity that you get based on the information that's provided. And I think so that was like merger and acquisition. And then the coding ones were like simply you are using like essentially you are using your coding capabilities to like go through the trading, and yeah, like the computer makes all the decisions for you.
yeah,
How the journey happened is it's a different story. uh, yeah, like already went through all the 2022 journey with you,
yeah,
but in 2023, this year I was pretty serious about winning the PP competition. Went to it. I already knew like the basics of it. Didn't have to like struggle with the basics this year, and I focused a lot on my own models. I was building sentimental analysis model. I think so. People still think I was like remembering the news. I can't remember all the news. I had a sentiment analysis model, which would essentially go through all the news and would let me know if it's a buy, sell, or neutral.
yeah.
And that's the model that I was using. Uh, yeah, I still have it. Wouldn't give it to anyone. Yeah, that's what I was doing that year. And then essentially because I was like more focused on the trading and my internship was going pretty well at Suncor, I had a pretty good relationship with my manager. And yeah, like I asked her if she'll be okay if I kept on going to these practices on like Friday evenings. She was fine with it. kept on practicing every single day for RITC, and it was all rookie team, which was new for UFC. But I think so, like that was like the biggest thing, because everybody was coming up with like a clean slate. They didn't have any preconceived notion of how we should trade this.
Yeah.
So everybody was trying to build their own mindset around how these cases should be. So yeah, like that's how like the 2024 team was built. Starting in 2023, we started the practices in like October, kept on practicing. Then we had a competition in January 2024 to select the team. Did pretty well in that. And
how many people are in that competition?
Generally, like there are like 12 to 13
Yep.
students, and
For
like
5 spots?
5 to 6 spots.
Yeah.
But again, like those are like 12 to 13 students which are like actually interested in trading.
Yeah.
The biggest thing is like you have to go to these practices every single week, and it's like 3 months of constant practicing. You go home, you are working on the models, like it's constantly on your mind for those 3 months, that you are trying to build something which not only affects you, but again, like you are going to an international stage. You don't really are wearing your own clothes. You are wearing a UFC jersey.
Yeah.
So if that means something to you, that's when you can like win these competitions. That's when you can like keep on going to these practices every single day, even when it's like minus 40 outside.
Yeah.
Like that's the amount of like dedication you need. Is like, can you go every single week to these practices? So like I think so always it like, at least for the years that I have been to the practices, including me when I like stopped going in 2023 and I didn't go to the 2023 competition.
Yeah.
Like it always starts with like more people. There are like 20-25 people. They just went from the PP competition. They are all hyped up about going into trading. But then when they actually like start going to these practices, again, like it's not always like all the excitement stuff. You have to go through all the grind before you reach that excitement stage. So yeah, like it's month after month of like keep on grinding, keep on seeing like how the team is getting built. And yeah, it starts with like 25 to 30 people. They come to like first practice. Next week you would see like five of them not coming anymore. Next week you will see like 5 of them not coming. By the end of like December or like start of January, you would only have like 15 people, or like something like that. And then 12 to 13 of them would show up for like the selection date. So by then, like it's already filtered down to some of the top talent that is available.
Yep.
And then there is a little bit of discretion that that the professors took with the selection. Again, like as I explained, like there are like different roles that we have to fulfill in the competition. It's like there is coding. You have to have like someone who's pretty good at execution.
Yeah.
You have to have someone who can like quickly take decisions. So like there are like different kind of roles that you are trying to fulfill. So even if like you have the top 6 people, which for that selection competition, it may not make sense as a group for them to come together and go to the competition, because you essentially don't need like 5 coders, right? Even if they did like pretty well in that particular competition, but professor essentially looks at your 3 months leading up to that, and
each case requires different attributes.
Leading up to that point, how well you were preparing for it. So 2024 we came in third. It was all rookie team. We went in and like I think so we did pretty well for for the amount of guidance we had.
And how many schools?
That year there was like 43 schools, I would say. And close to like 100 and something. I want to say like 150 to 170 students.
Right.
For the competition. And then again,
and then what are some of the schools that were attending?
Some of them that come to mind is like Baruch College is there. They do pretty well. Waterloo is there. University of Toronto is there. Then Columbia University is there. Previously, I have seen like UCLA too, I would say. I have seen like pretty big schools, I would say, are there. Like most of the
Carnegie Mellon, that's another one.
Yeah, Carnegie Mellon is there. Yeah, there are universities from Hong Kong, Australia, all around the world. University of Warsaw is there from Poland. There is University from Italy. Yeah, I would say like there is a diverse kind of competition that you are seeing. You have all the top talented students from around the world essentially, and yeah, every university is picking some of the best students that they have in trading. And once you reach there, it's again like it's a good networking opportunity, but at the same time you are trying to balance that. So you are trying to balance the networking aspect to like you practicing and being focused on your trading.
Yeah.
Yeah, I think so. Like most of the networking that I did was after the competition, before the prizes are announced. Yeah, that's when like I met with like a lot of people. Previously, I think so. Like more universities used to come, but I think so. I have had discussion around this with you before. There is like always for the bigger university, there's always like discussion of is there any marginal benefit for you to go to this competition? If you essentially win, you were kind of supposed to win because you are like one of the best universities.
Yeah.
If you don't win, it's like, oh yeah, that university came, yeah, they suck kind of stuff. So yeah, like some of those universities like stopped coming in, but I think so the spirit of the competition is still there.
Sounds like they could use some more confidence.
Yeah. I've seen like some results like MIT used to come.
Yeah.
They have stopped. Harvard used to come. They have stopped. So yeah.
And then more specifically, walk me through like the 2025 competition. So 24 finished third, 25. I'm guessing you guys start preparation pretty early in fall of 24, and basically the entire team is back together. And at that point, are you feeling like, okay, we can win this time? Like, how are you feeling going into 25, and what does your preparation look like?
So again, I always like to start with the BP competition because that's when like everything like starts from there.
Yeah.
And like some of the team members are like selected from the competition. So again, 2025 BP came through, or 2024 BP came through. Yeah, one that was again practice. I didn't practice that much this time. Was just using my previous year's model, tweaked them a little bit. Could have done like much better, but yeah, still won with like all the models that I had before. Yeah, went through that. We found our new rookie, Axel, from that, and then yeah, like Axel started coming to the practices. The previous year team was already there. They were like essentially helping us essentially create all this like friction to like go towards and like build the velocity to move towards the competition.
Yeah.
And starting in like I think so mid of October-ish again, we started going to the competitions. But this time around, we had more information on the coding aspect of it,
Yeah.
like what we can expect to be done. So we were already like coding that, trying to like strategize it, trying to like professor also built some cases. So we were like trying to practice something similar to what was expected for us. And yeah, like it was just keep on going through that every single Friday again. And then like for us, like I kept on making jokes with Axel. I was like, man, you can come in third and you are still a winner this year. But for us, if we don't come in first, because this is our second year, I don't consider it winning. Like that was again like a joke. I don't want to sound like a confident jerk.
But you had different expectations.
Like my expectation this year was to like win the competition. But again, like one of the biggest thing is like Baruch University, Baruch College essentially practices a lot. They have resources around it. They have structured classes which are graded just for this competition, which we don't have currently.
Right.
Again,
Yeah, because you guys are just doing it on your own time, your own
yes.
passion.
Yeah, which is like all about, okay, we are passionate about trading, we are passionate about winning this competition.
Yeah.
And that's how like it gets started. I would say like this controversial opinion, I would say like this is much better because you're doing it because you want to do it, not
Yeah.
because a professor is saying you to. But again, like I don't mind like either way. I think so. We try to get a course around it. So if you did pretty well, you get a good grade. But the yeah, Professor George retired before he was able to get this done. We just kept on going through again like all the practices. But this year we had more of a direction. We knew like what we could expect, and like we knew like consistency was like the name of the game.
Yeah.
This year we didn't come in first in any of the cases.
Right.
It was that we come in. If we are coming in third, we are coming in third in every single case.
Right.
If we are coming in second, we are coming in second in every single case. So like consistency was like the main thing.
Yeah.
And that's what we realized from last year's competition, because on the first day we were like always like trying to like win.
Yeah.
But on the second day it was like all consistent. Our result last year was, the first day it was like we came in second, we came in 10th, we came in this, and like it was moving all around between the cases. Second day it was third.
Yeah.
So like, and that essentially moved us to the third position from like the sixth position that we were on the previous day. And I think so consistency is what we brought this year. We were like, okay, we are not trying to be the best at this case. We are trying to be good at every single case, essentially. And that's what we brought in. We brought in like consistency this year. And yeah, like that helped us in coming in first this year.
Going back to team composition and the importance of that.
Yeah.
Walk me through the other team members and then what they brought to the team.
Yeah. So I've already talked about Axel, so I'll start with him. He's a stats guy. So he went through like a lot of analysis, collecting I was collecting all the manual data, sending it to him, and then he was like doing all the statistics around it and checking like which strategies make sense to put in.
Yeah.
And then there was Jonah, who's pretty good at coding. He's also a good executor.
Yeah.
Yeah. So he was mostly on the coding aspect of a case, and then he also did one more case where he was working as a refiner. And yeah, like refiner is the main guy for that case. He's a good leader, I would say. So he was able to like communicate all the information pretty quickly with all the team members, which was pretty great.
Yeah.
We had Sam. He's also like a great trader. I would say he is pretty great at execution. He can understand like a lot of difficult cases pretty quickly.
Yeah. So rounding out the team, the last member is
Gray. He essentially did like producing. He was pretty good at like clicking. He can
an executor.
Yeah, executor. He's like pretty good executor. So essentially he was like a competitor gamer.
Yeah.
And essentially he can like see something pop up on the screen and click.
Oh, like a pattern recognition skill or
yeah. So like that again, like that was important for being a producer.
Yeah.
He also did like M&A and like S&T, but mainly like he's one of the best producers that we could find, and arguably like one of the best producers for that competition. Like he, other than like some cases where some other teams have some other strategy, like they are not really producing, they're executing some other things, which we generally don't try to do. We are just working with the fundamentals.
Mm-hmm.
Other than that, like he's one of the best producers that I know.
How do you think RATC prepares you for actual trading? Like what's realistic, what's not, what's applicable, what's not?
I think so like after going through like 4 months of this, again, like I'm still compared to like all the all the seasoned players in trading. I'm still, 4 months is like rookie number.
And we're talking about 4 months at GBE. Yeah. Yeah.
Yeah, though I would say like it's been like RITC essentially gives you a ramp to start. It gives you like it lets you know like how to execute trades when you see the information, how to take on risk, how to essentially be insensitive a little bit. I would say like that's the important aspect of trading is being insensitive to a loss, like going to a next case. Mm-hmm. You just take the learnings from the previous case, not the loss from the previous case. Mm-hmm. You have to know that if you just keep the loss in your mind and lose at 3 more cases after this, you're going to lose the entire competition. So it's like it's better to lose one case out of it instead of losing the entire competition.
Are you observing the emotions of others in the room while you're competing?
Yes, I am. Like I was like, okay, I still remember back to my 2024, 2024 RITC. It was S&T case. I made a big loss. I made like I think so 40 grand loss or something. And again, like we were on call with everyone in the previous run. Like other traders lost some money, and in this one, like I lost some money. So it's like always like, yeah, you can't always win. You're taking risk. You can lose money. Going into the next case, I was ready for it. Made like 260,000. Like nobody could believe it. Like I saw the next person to me. He was like making like all the big noises. He had made like $110,000. He was like, oh, he was on top of the world. I was like, okay, brother, calm down. So I think so. Like that for that particular. The sad thing was like some of the other traders lost in that case in that run, like from our team. Yeah. But other than that, like I was happy. Again, it's all about learning. Like we have some of these cases back at UFC. Mm-hmm. They change, or like a mechanism of them change when we go into like these many people. And again, generally, like in economics, we think that the market participants are intelligent and they would make intelligent decisions. Mm-hmm. But with some of these teams, it is their first time coming to these competitions, so they don't really know like how to execute this, and they make like big mistakes, which can essentially make you lose money. Yeah. Because
unlike professional markets where there's no emotion involved whatsoever.
Like that's one of the things that I'm still trying to learn from like you guys is I see traders lose money and then they're like, okay, bye, it's 3:00, going back home. Like they learn from the learnings, of course, but it's not like they're trying to kill themselves on it. Yeah. Like because they know like it's a long-term game. It's not about one single day of loss or win. If you try to win big on a single day and like lose everything, you can lose your career. But if you lose small on a smaller day, but be ready for another day when you can like make big money, that's how you make like sustainable career.
It's true.
Yeah.
You're learning something.
Yeah.
What makes George Hart such a good mentor? And George was the professor that helped I guess manage the RITC team for UFC. Yeah, yes. Is that the best way to describe him?
Yeah. He essentially managed like the trading lab. All the competitions were kind of designed by him, and like the biggest thing is like he keeps us in enough darkness to learn on our own, but gives us like a path to follow. So like it's like I think so. It's like same. Even here, like in professional environment, where if I come to you in the morning and be like, oh hey Corey, is this a good trade? You don't necessarily say yes or no. You say, I don't think so, there is anything here, or you say
maybe
right? You don't say like it's don't do this trade, do this trade, do this, do that. I don't think so. Like we can build our own understanding of the market using that. So that's like the same with George. Like he would essentially keep us in darkness a little to like not give us like everything about about the software on which like a simulated market is run, but at the same time he gives us paths towards, okay, I think you are thinking in the right way. I think you should keep on going this way,
Yeah.
kind of stuff. And yeah, like
Nudges.
yeah, it's just like a nudge, right? Like a great quote that I heard is like, if you essentially turn an airplane by 2 degrees going from New York to California, it will reach Mexico. So that's like the 2 degrees you need from your mentor to from your professors. That 2 degrees can make the difference between going to a beach or going to like Mexico.
Yeah. Shifting to power markets, which is what we do here, even though I've discussed it not too much on the podcast before.
Yeah.
But how would you describe power markets to someone that is familiar with equities and commodities but doesn't really know much about power?
I would start by saying forget what you have learned in equities. That's like the way to go. Power markets are pretty different. They're a commodity. In some cases they behave like commodity. In other cases they don't. It's I I would say like it's like a light. Like if you have heard like light behaves like a particle and like a wave, power markets are like that. It's pretty fast market, like contrary to other commodities like natural gas and oil, where like you can once the news comes out, that news affects the oil market or natural gas market, and then you can expect it to like settle a little bit. Even though like again like they're more volatile than equities, I would say. But power markets, like you can see it go from $50 to $1,000 in 5 minutes, and then come back to like $60 again like in next 10 minutes. So you have to decide like, is it going to print $1,000 for next hour, or is it going to print $1,000 and then just like settle down? That's like the biggest difference that the power market has. Their settlement mechanism is pretty different. uh, I would say like one of the big things that the competition told me and that I learned from it is you go through all the given documents to you, read through each and every single line, and there is always something that you can find in there which is useful. It's same with power markets. There are a lot of manuals that you have to go through. There are a lot of documentations that you have to go through, and you will always find something useful in a corner that can again may not help you today, but in a hot day when it's printing for no reason at all, when it's like high prices for power, you don't know why it's happening, that one particular print can just make all the difference in the world, because you would know like why it's happening. You would know like how many more of this you can expect, and which rules is PGM following. Again, like it's not only about PGM. All the ISOs essentially have a rule book that they are following. That rule book is openly available to everyone. It's just that the rule book is complicated enough to keep the market inefficient enough to make have jobs for guys like us. But at the same time, like I've never seen such an open market. In equities, there is always like some kind of darkness that you are in. There is no darkness. You can always find out why this happened.
Still some darkness, but not in the same way.
Yeah. Like it's essentially like you can like figure out, if you have like good mentors, if you have like good teachings and right direction, you can like still figure out why
The answer is
happened.
exactly. The answer is discoverable after the fact. Yes.
Yes, like in equities, like you have to wait for 10 years before like there is a big case which gets settled, and then you find out, oh yeah, this player manipulated this happened, this happened. Again, power markets are pretty different from it. Everything is in open, everything is known. Yeah, go ahead, figure out.
Yeah. Once you immerse yourself in power markets, can you escape?
I don't think so. It's hard to explain to other people what we do, just because of how niche it is, how complicated it is. I don't think so. Like there is anything else in the world that can match the excitement for the same, other than maybe sports betting, where you're like in 2 hours you're like doubling your money or like halving your money or something like that, or like
Although that's a
losing all
bad
of it.
example, because if you get too good, they kick you out and they don't
Oh yeah, in
let you.
sports betting they
Yeah,
kick you out. In power markets, if you get too good, you get your own firm. uh, yeah, so I think so. Like that's like the big difference. I think like for equities again, you are going through. It's like you are playing grandpa's game with equities. When you come to when you come to like power table, it's essentially you are playing with like 20 some of the sharpest mind in the world, uh, some of the physicists, some of the economists, some of like the yeah like the top talents in the world are trying to essentially discover why this happened in those 5 minutes, and you can't really manipulate it enough because there is not a single user that is using this power. There are like millions of users that are using this commodity. It's like when you're in a big firm. uh, I also wanted to say like about power markets itself. I don't think so you have asked that question yet. One of the big things is when you go into software development, you are always trying to get a big name behind you. You're like, I'm a software developer at Google. I'm a software developer at Meta. I'm a data engineer at Airbnb, just because they look good at your resume. Here, you don't need a name before your uh, before your position. You need something after it, which is trader made profit this much. There is an exact number which essentially explains who you are. There is an exact number which quantifies how good you are at what you do. It's not an arbitrary thing.
the measurement is simple. The path to get there is difficult, but the
Yes.
measurement is simple. Yeah.
Yes, like I think so. Like the biggest difference is that I found with like other industries is there's like arbitrary like discretionary positions that people get just because of how good they are in like dealing with other people. In power, it's essentially, oh, you are here, you're sitting here, you're just clicking the button. It's you and the market. We will see in the evening. You can disagree with like the biggest player in the game and still make money. You can disagree with your boss and still make money.
Yeah.
And yeah, like that's like the biggest thing that I think, uh, which makes like power so different. Like thinking of, let's say, like oil. Saudi Arabia comes up with a new like cuts or something, and next thing you know, oil prices are going up. Not in power. Nobody can say anything and it would cut. It's like the people who decide. It's like, okay, there are like millions of users.
And Mother Nature.
Yeah, and Mother Nature, essentially.
Yeah.
Yeah, like if there's a thunderstorm, oh yeah, load is going down. Can't do anything with it. The only thing that you can do, if you trade in day ahead, you essentially, essentially lose. You can only see you losing money. You can't do anything.
Yeah. You took an economics class at UC that covered some power fundamentals.
Yes.
Was it helpful, or did you come here and be like, oh, this is a much bigger world than I thought?
It was helpful. It was helpful in the sense that I was not a plain slate when I came in. I already knew like some of the things that people find difficult, like starting beginners find difficult, is how it's priced, how LMP works, how nodal pricing works, how regulation, reserve, what are different kinds of it, like 30-minute reserves, 10 minutes reserve, primary reserves, secondary reserves. Like everything is studied in that course. Again, like it's ASO heavy, so you are essentially looking at how the ASO market works, how the water market works. But again, like electricity is, at the end of the day, fundamentally is a commodity. So that's why, like, if you learn something at ASO, you can essentially still use that in PGM. The only thing is the rule book changes.
Yeah.
So like how the power is traveling stays the same, how the power flow stays the same, how load is served stays the same. The only thing that changes is what actions PGM is taking.
The thickness of the rule book.
Yes, the thickness of the rule book, essentially.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Aside from that class, What classes or different skills that you developed when you were at UFC have helped you most during this 4 months?
Not directly at UFC. I would say like internship helped a lot. Working with like data is a big thing. Power market is like data intensive. It's that's where I think so. Like
Do you like power market data?
I do. I do. It's like dirty enough to give you like enough opportunity to essentially go ahead and clean, even though you get frustrated when you're cleaning it. But at the same time, like if you are willing to put in this time, maybe there are like 50 other participants which are not, so which gives you an edge. And like it's dirty enough that you can like once you spend time, you can clean it to make sense out of it. So that's where it like differs. And I would say like there is, of course, like we have like some paid data sets that we use which are like proprietary. Like we have been collecting information from a long time, which is useful. But again, like there is enough data in the open too, that if you are interested in the power markets, and if you have in you like to make it, there is enough data free of charge available from PGM, from MISO, from all the major sources, that you just have to spend time to discover the data, clean it a little. You can build your own models without even like having or like spending too much money on infrastructure. It's just like, again, like power markets are open in that sense, but the darkness comes like because there is darkness. That's why like there is a market. If the everything
opportunity,
was, and opportunity.
Yeah.
So it's like, yeah, like it's the data being unclean is bad and good at the same time.
Yeah. How long do you think it took you to kind of get a better understanding of actually what's happening in the markets? So you started in May. When do you think it was?
Haven't happened yet.
That hasn't happened yet.
No, I think so.
Maybe
like,
sometime in the future. Yeah.
I think it's like I think the market is like an onion. I just keep on peeling one layer after the other, and there will be next layer for sure. There will always be a next layer. There is never like, oh yeah, there is. I've learned everything.
I think an onion that's still growing,
Yes.
Unfortunately.
Yes.
Yeah.
Yeah, a growing onion with more layers coming in, and then like some of the rules change while you are going through it. This is like one of the best times to be in the power market, after like PGM being their load being stable for so long. Now the load is increasing, and it's same for like other markets too. Before, like renewables didn't have like enough effect, and like at least
enough penetration to really to make a meaningful difference
in like the markets that we trade in. Like it was there in ERCOT and CAI, so it was like already affecting them enough. But for like PGM, MISO, Ontario, NISO, it's like still something new that's affecting them right now, which gives us more opportunities to like essentially clean up that inefficiency in the market and bring efficiency to that. But at the same time, I think like again, this is a different market. So
based on how I originally described GBE in our first interviews, how has it compared to your expectations?
Again, like when you're in an interview and for a big trading firm and a profitable trading firm, you're always thinking of a finance bro kind of environment, which I would have hated. But I wanted to like go into trading, and that's what like I was expecting. I was ready for it. But when I came in, I think so like that was like the biggest shock to me, that there was nothing like that. I always like the same thing that I did with like our other partner Jerry. Like I was afraid to ask him questions until this last week when I actually met him in person. Again, like the senior traders have two duties that they are trying to follow. They are trading the real time markets, which are so volatile that it can pressure them so much that sometimes they may not be able to answer your questions at the point. But like when they are not at that trading seat, that's when you see like what they actually are. That's when you see them as a person, like how they are with their employees. Things so like that was like the biggest cultural shock to me, that I didn't find like a finance pro kind of environment. I can just go to like anyone in the team and ask any question, and it would be fine. Like I've asked like stupid questions, I've asked like intelligent questions. Either I've got an answer, and if not, it's like, yeah, let's figure it out.
Yep. Yeah, and I think that's one thing that we've been pretty consistent on is go ahead and ask the question. We may be too busy, but we'll come back to it. And we're pretty open about being helpful where we can.
Yeah.
Do you think the level of support and mentorship matches your expectations, or how would you describe that?
It exceeds the expectation for sure. Like that's like the biggest difference that I would say that this firm has with any other firm. Any other firm that I can think of, even at my previous internships, it was always that either I was learning from someone who has not gone through the things that I am going through right now, so they don't understand the pain that I'm going through, uh, or it was you can't really talk to the top dog just because he's the top dog. Here it's like totally different. uh, I'm having conversation with you on a podcast. That's like a biggest difference, cultural difference that you can see with any of the big firms. uh, like me personally, I was reading some philosophy books, and I always have the same philosophy in my mind too. The like one person is essentially like carved out of some, like a person when it comes to the world is like a soft clay. They get hardened by time, and by the time they're 45, 50, they're like a pretty hard like person. They You can't change a 50-year-old, but a 23-year-old is still a soft clay. They get shaped into someone. So if you are not getting good mentorship when you are a soft clay, you will become a pretty bad vase when you're 45. That's how I think of my like everything that I do in my life is whenever I am talking to someone, they are essentially either they are giving me enough information right now, or they are giving me enough context that I can use in future to ask good questions from someone else, even if I'm not able to like get everything that that they're throwing at me. Just keep on collecting it, because it would help me in future to ask better questions. uh, that's why I think so, like it was like a, yeah, pretty good luck on my end. I was able to get into the internship experience here, and yeah, like it went into the internship, getting trained by some of the best traders in the market. Uh, any question that we ask is like either answer right away, or yeah, like gets answered in the same day for sure. Like I've never been through any day where like, yeah, like none of my questions are answered. Like I'm still like running behind you sometimes, like when you're leaving. Oh yeah, Cody, can I ask you last question? And you are still like happy to answer. I think so that's like the biggest difference. You have open access to, yeah, some of the best traders.
Walk me through your daily routine here. You sit down at your desk in the morning. What do you do? And then throughout the day too.
So like the first thing that I do when I walk in the morning is I turn on my fundamental analysis sheet creator pipeline. That's like the first thing that I do. While that's happening, I open up all our tools, proprietary internal tools, and yeah, like the first thing is look at today's weather, check if something has changed from yesterday. Is it above or below expectation? Go through all the checklists, go through the load fundamentals, and see how the market view has changed day over day. Once that is done, if nothing big has happened, there is nothing for me to do. Uh, Move to the next day. Again, day ahead. Trading deadline is 9 a.m. in the morning. Uh, you don't want to spend all your time just digging around today if nothing is happening today, and like spend all of the time on that, and then you have not done enough analysis to trade tomorrow. So next thing is I look through tomorrow's weather, look through all the analysis there, send questions to Mark if I have any regarding weather.
Our meteorologist, yeah.
Our meteorologist, yeah.
Yeah.
And like weather, and then I look through like all the outages, gen outages, transmission outages, going through some of the tools that I have, which I won't share, and like see what nodes make sense for me to trade on, what hubs make sense for me to trade on, and then go through all the meetings that we have that essentially may or may not change my view of how I was looking at tomorrow. Sometimes I would like still take trades against like Jerry's view, I would say,
Yeah.
just because I want to test my own like understanding. It's not about like making all the paper profit right now. It's for me like if some strategy is working, I create that portfolio, keep it aside, just because if I don't want to just keep on making myself feel better when I only have one strategy that works. There is nothing else that I know. Just keep on like bagging on the same thing, and I don't feel comfortable with that. So like yeah, building new strategies, trying to look at like market from a different perspective, see okay, yeah, if this node does this, this would do this, try to make like an intelligent guess of what my trades are, put in the trades, and the minute 9 a.m. happens, I go have my morning oats. Uh, yeah, and then like it's if the market is pretty hot, something is happening in the market. One screen is always market. The other screen is me coding something, some new tool, some new model, trying to figure out, trying to like decrease the darkness in the market for myself.
Yeah.
And like if nothing is happening in the market, both screens become coding screens.
Yeah.
And yeah, just keep on like either I'm making a tool or reading through some documentation to ask questions to make a new tool, essentially like trying to decrease the morning analysis time. So like if I'm spending 50 minutes on weather today, don't want to spend 50 minutes on weather 2 months from now. I only want to spend 5 minutes on weather because I have good tools to consolidate all that 50 minutes of analysis into 5 minutes.
Yeah.
So like I again, like as we have discussed before too, like there is always like a major driver for the market for that day. It can be anything. It can be a generator being on outage, it can be a transmission line being on outage, it can essentially be like a circuit breaker being down, or like some thunderstorm being there, or some neighboring ISO is trying to do something, or like they have made some mistake which PGM is trying to follow on. That's like the biggest thing. So like you don't want to miss any of the drivers, because you want to see all the drivers for tomorrow. So you essentially know your risks and rewards, right? Like even though you may not trade on them, you still want to know, okay, this was a risk that I am willing to take or not. Like a biggest example which has already happened is like the Brandon shore being down for a while. Why it happened? Okay, yeah, the line was down, line was on outage, something like some transformer got on fire, and yeah, they can't run for 2 days now. Okay, like how much will it be priced in day ahead now? How what the like there is enough darkness that on the first day nobody even knew like until when this outage will be. So it was priced in day ahead. Will it be priced in tomorrow? Will it be priced in tomorrow? Will it be priced in tomorrow? Am I willing to go against it? Am I willing to go against it? So I chose to go against it every single day. Lost money. It's fine. It just like tells me, okay, this is like the fundamental analysis that the market is doing, and if I'm trying to go against the market, there needs to be enough fundamentals on my end. If the fundamentals don't make sense, the market would slap me in the face and give me the profit and loss statement at the end of the day.
Yeah. Of all the projects that you've worked on, without getting into like the specifics, which one are you most proud of?
Again, like I don't know how to describe the model without giving too much away.
Yeah.
But yeah, I think so. I have a tool which nobody else currently has figured out how to build, how to essentially use that information and try to figure out like essentially how the power flows.
Oh, you've said too much already. Yeah.
Yeah, like it's it's something proprietary that you can't even buy. I think so. That's like the biggest thing that I have in my mind. We have already talked to like so many firms. We have most of the tools that all the big firms have, like all the all the big usual power market tools. Already we have them. Nobody offers it, so which makes me think like there is some big discrepancy there, which which I can bag on for like 5 to 10 years until somebody else finds out.
What's your favorite GBE snack?
For me, it's my oats, morning oats. Yeah, in the morning, like I've always been like a uh, yeah. Previously, I was like 5 meal guy, which got reduced to 3 meals, and in between during my university days, it got reduced to 2 meals. But now like it's back to 3 meals. So I like my morning oats. Then like yeah, like that's like the biggest uh, use of my snacks. Other than that, yeah, I don't eat that many protein bars. I leave that for other interns.
Intern singular. Early on during our time here in May, we took a trip to Boston.
Yes.
And we did a 2-day workshop on power market fundamentals that was led by Professor Maria Illich, who leads the MIT Electric Energy Systems Group, to get that out properly. What were your big takeaways from those 2 days, and how did it shape kind of how you think about the markets?
I've put like some of the understandings back into the tool, and they will essentially get added uh, as we go through it. One of the big understanding was like the the concentric power flows on like the nodal like on for the nodes, and then also like understanding like how the power systems are pricing in like congestion, and like how the shadow price are getting priced in into like some of these nodes. Those were like the biggest takeaways for me. I was like again like trying to ask as many questions that I have, which may or may not have made some other people feel uncomfortable, which I don't care about. It's again like I wanted to clarify every single thing that I'm hearing there, and yeah, like that was like the point of us going there was like essentially trying to understand the physics of the market that puts food on my table.
You mentioned Jerry briefly.
Yes.
I have not talked about Jerry on the podcast. So Jerry Zeng, who is the other co-founder of GBE, dear friend, best business partner one could ever possibly imagine to have. You spent time with him last week.
Yes.
Next to him. What was the experience like? You mentioned briefly beforehand that you kind of found him to maybe be intimidating or serious or something like that. What did you discover in spending a week with him?
He's essentially like opposite of what I thought. So it's like you think like a professor, like you think a professor is like bossy. He doesn't want to teach students. He just want to do his own thing. Didn't feel at all like when I met him in person. Like my understanding was essentially like I've met professors before like this, like where like they seem intimidating, but if you go in person to them, they answer all your questions. They're pretty friendly to you. They essentially they essentially know a lot about the subject they are working in. And it's same with Jerry. He's like one of the best ball day traders that you can meet, and like with the same tools that he has, I don't think so like I'll be able to do the same things that he does. He's one of the best executors that you can see. I think so like even though he's getting old, his hands don't shake when he presses the buttons. If he's like on one end of the position, he knows how to get out. He knows how to go in the other side, and like he knows when to cut his losses. Like like essentially the best things that you can ask of a trader are already there. Uh, so he uses like simple fundamental analysis to like trade the market, and like it's he's using like shovel to get more gold than like the people who have bulldozers. So yeah, I don't know like how to describe like Jerry. He's pretty funny. One of the biggest thing is like he has a thick accent, and again that makes him just like more funnier when he's like explaining a joke,
Yeah.
when he's making a joke. And yeah, like he every time like when we miss something in the fundamental analysis, he already knew like what would happen because of that. Okay, yeah, oh, this plant is going off, yeah, it wouldn't go off, yeah, no, this outage they would cancel, yeah, this line that you are thinking would cause congestion here, no, it would cause on the other side. Yeah, because again like it comes from a lot of experience, and yeah, like just remembering all of that information in his head. With all the computer information that I had, I can't still feed that information into the computer to like spit out those fundamentals so I can trade on it. So yeah, utmost respect for the person.
I'm glad you had a chance to spend some time with him. Yeah. So we're in the last week of your 4 months summer.
Yes.
What would you change about it? How can we improve it? How can we improve on this?
It's a hard question. So like the thing is like let me explain. I had I had like multiple positions again like lined up, but like I wanted to like work under like a great mentor. The biggest thing for me was if I go to any other firm, I wouldn't be able to work under the main person. It would always be like someone just above me who is still figuring out themselves, instead of like learning from like the top traders. How like it's pretty hard to like change it, to be honest. Like I don't, there is nothing in it which I dislike, to be honest. Like it's I would explain it like, okay, the biggest thing that you can think of is you're working 12 hours a day. Even when everyone is out of the office, I still want to spend more time. The only reason I go back home is because I want to wake up the next morning. That's the only reason I go back home. There is like nothing in the market that I dislike. Like it's difficult, that makes it more challenging, which makes it more exciting for me, which makes it like essentially gives me enough of a perspective that like going forward, I think so like not everyone can figure this market out. There is of course like some darkness that will always be darkness for other people and will stay enlightened for me just because of how I am mentored, how I am putting in time. And yeah, like that's like the biggest thing I would say for anyone who is coming in. Don't think of this as a job. That's the same thing I tell my parents every single day. My mom keeps on telling me, you are working too many hours, you do this, you do that. I'm like, stop thinking of this like a job. This is not a job. You are building your own career. It's like literally you go every day to improve yourself. It's like practicing for cricket or practicing for badminton. You can't do enough of it. So you are essentially like you are asset in your own self. Every time, every hour that you put in, company is at this point, I would say like company may or may not be getting anything out of the hours that I am putting in until you start putting numbers on those, right? Like currently every single hour that I spend at office is just like an hour towards my own self, towards my own understanding, towards increasing my own knowledge, which I can't say about any other internship that I had. At some point, it was always like, oh yeah, I have figured out most of this stuff. Now I'm providing. Now I'm already providing all the output that I can provide, or I was even like providing output more than some of like the other engineers which have worked for a long time in the industry, just because like the virtue of again like I was a soft clay. You threw AI at me, you threw ChatGPT, you threw all the other technologies at me, absorbed it, knew how to use it quickly, how to make things quickly, which took like 3 days before, how to do it in like an hour, right? Essentially, just using all the tools that I have in hand to put everything together. And yeah, like okay, yeah, here you go. You need a data pipeline. Here you go. you need this, yeah, here you go, like next tool, next tool, next tool. It was always like this. I was already being productive, and that's why like I kept on getting like offers back. I don't feel like I have enough of a productivity at office to make big difference for anyone yet. Until unless I find that out, I still have to like just keep on putting more hours in until I can provide like, okay, I think I'm providing something very useful to all the other traders, and also have that information for my own self to be used for the rest of my career.
Yeah. I would say you've got a promising career ahead. Still early, but promising. What would be the kind of biggest insight or advice that you would give to students kind of your age that want to get into trading? So by no means is your future career set, but I would say you're on a good path. Yeah, some advice to other students to get to kind of where you're at now.
I think the biggest thing I would say like that people of my age forget is they think like all the enjoyment in life can be had right now. Uh, they don't need to spend time on their own self, and yeah, like they spend time on things that actually may or may not matter in like 5 to 10 years, and nobody would ask about them just because they feel good right now. Yeah, that's like the biggest advice I would say is spend, like if you have curiosity, if you actually want to become a trader, if you actually want to achieve something, there is enough information and data out there for you to build something. uh, I the same advice I have given to my other friends. I give them the website where all the data is. Go ahead, figure out. If you build a model, I'll show it to Corey, I'll show it to Jerry, I'll show it to other people that I know at other companies. Like essentially, once you have these models, once you have this market figured out, you're essentially like a money making machine. So nobody is going to not give you chance just because of some reason, right? Like yeah, like if you have it in you, put on the hours. Stop making excuses. Stop saying, oh yeah, today I wasn't able to do it, my internet was down. Like there is no excuse to like stop working on your own self. It's like similar to like excuses, or like you eat food every single day. Like how do you eat food every single day? Yo, I went to like buy grocery yesterday to prepare to make food today, right? Like yeah, if you want to trade, yeah, go spend some time, put on the hours. Yeah, like start putting on 6 hours every single day. Keep on doing the hard work that is needed. Come to me in like 3 months. I don't think so there is any power in the world that can like stop you from achieving whatever you want. The only dream that you can't achieve is like for one which you haven't spent enough time on. The like you essentially like inside your own heart you always know, okay, the reason that I wasn't able to achieve this, the reason that this didn't happen for me. And the same thing like was me back in India when I, even though I prepared so well for the competition exam, but I still knew like, okay, there was something that I could have done better. Not after coming to like Canada. After coming to Canada, maybe one semester I like forgot the path that I was in. But other than that, it was always like, yeah, keep on spending time on myself, keep on spending time on trading. Like the biggest example that I can give is 2022. I did pretty well in the trading competition. Didn't get a trading internship right away. Went into 2023 trading competition, did pretty well in the trading competition, wasn't trading in 2024. Went to 2024 RITC, didn't get a position. Went into 2025 RITC, that's when I got like essentially this position. Just kept on working, didn't lose the perspective of, or didn't lose the hope of becoming a trader. I knew like I had it in me. It was just like getting a chance, getting like that one knock on your door, and essentially you would start getting those knock when the market thinks you are good enough to be there. That's like the biggest advice I can give to like people my age. Uh, yeah, you want to become a trader, start spending 12 hours. You will see like how the trading floor works.
Be a serious person.
Yeah.
That is a perfect place to end.
Yeah.
Thank you, Mayan.
Thank you so much for inviting me.
That was great.
Yeah.
Awesome. Thank you for joining us for this episode of Energy Untold. Energy Untold is produced by Shortline Creative and recorded at GBE Energy. Art is curated with the assistance of Norbert Hall. For more information on the show, visit energyuntold.com. We would love your feedback. Send us a message at hello@energyuntold.com. Thank you again, and until next time, I am Corey Paddock.